Just doing some basic leaves here, and this is a sort of, well, it's a light green GY4 alcohol marker pen, and I'm just doing a base layer. Doesn't need to be perfect at all, doesn't need to be perfect. Then I've got another colour, G8. So I'm just giving a bit of a definition to it for light and shade. I'm trying to keep, I suppose, things a little bit curved and tapered. I'm using the brush tip of the pen, and doesn't have to be perfect at all. Colours can, while you're applying them, while the colours are still wet, they're going to merge all on their own. And in my tutorials I tend to do one layer after another, and then obviously, you know, photograph them, scan them in for step by step, and then I have times when I, you know, show them this is what it looked like if you draw them whilst the layers are wet, and then you don't have to do so much of blurring or blending with the colourless alcohol marker pen after, because they will merge a bit on their own. So, but both ways you can still get a really good result. So a bit more on the same colour I'm using, actually, because I do this a lot, using the same colour once one colour has dried a bit, because really you get two shades out of the same colour by adding it afterwards when it's dried a bit. I'm going in quickly with a dark colour. I hope this is the right dark colour. And focusing mainly in this core section where all the places meet. Don't worry about it too much. Just doing a flicking motion. I'm using the brush tip, the tapered end, just getting a nice sweeping colour. I want this to be darker, and I will probably do this in a second when it's dry. Let me just show you my two scenarios, because this one I've just been doing and I've been blending it while it's all wet, and this is the same picture, and I've been doing this and doing the layers and then photographing, scanning in for my next book to show people in the book the different layers. But as you can see, there's a difference between applying the colours very quickly and then letting them dry and applying them. They come as a tiered thing. And then obviously I would then, you know, do the two scenarios to show how it would turn in the book and stuff, or blend with colourless blender. But it does, yeah, basically blending, applying more alcohol marker while something is wet makes a difference. Now these have dried out a bit now, but hopefully that demonstration shows the difference between when wet and when dry. And you can always reactivate, and I go over things, and I say go over with colourless blender to merge all the inks, but if you can do only in some stages you want things to be more defined and less blurred. Otherwise Colourless Blender does wondrous things with merging. This is a fine liner pen, and it's I'd call it a dark green. I want to finish with a few highlights. I've got a paint pen here, and this is actually quite a fat paint pen, so I'm gonna have to go lightly. Just want some highlights. I've got another thinner paint pen, but it happens to have just run out on me. Typical when you want something. But this one's doing the job all right, so I'm just going lightly and not dabbing and stabbing too much. It's gonna work, but just to give some highlights and softness, and yeah, that's looking all right. So we got there in the end, but I just wanted to sort of show you differences of me doing it step by step and scanning it in for my book, as opposed to also on my book I do try to show what it's like doing it quickly, where the alcohol markers are wet whilst you're doing it, and there is, you know, a difference, but it can work either way. But yeah, I just wanted to show that. So anyway, thank you ever so much for watching.